Yes.
So, yeah. Just go to Rose.
B, we have to make a motion.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna start. You got it going?
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna call the meeting to order. It's November 19th, 2024. And you lead us tonight, the pledge.
The pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America,
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Any public comments? Okay, let's do meeting minutes. We've got 3 sets of meeting minutes. We've got October 29th. And we have some short ones from November 5th and November 7th.
I've read through the minutes, make a motion that we accept the October 29th minutes as presented, November 5th minutes as presented, and the November 7th minutes as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we're around the room. Leah, do you have anything for us?
I do have a few things. So the latest edition of the newsletter is out. If anyone needs a copy mailed, since it is online only, please call the office and I will mail them to you. John said the automatic backup of the desktops is in place. It's all installed and set up. So on a rotating basis, they will be backed up once a week. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. We have,
I mean, I understand, you're not doing it every night.
No.
Once a week.
yes,
Is that acceptable?
I don't know.
How often do you change your desktop?
What do you mean?
Remember, we were having issues with people putting things on their desktop
Right.
and we weren't backing the desktop up.
Yeah.
So now we're doing it once a week as opposed to we're doing it never before.
yes, we're backing up all the files on everybody's computer once a week.
And do we know what day that takes place?
No, because he said it was on a rotating basis, so I don't think he does them all at once.
And Karen's not here. Does that work? Does it work for you?
Yeah.
I don't have that much on my desktop. Usually it's a temporary
Well,
folder. Temporary.
it's the whole system that's going to be backed up now.
Yeah.
Okay with you? Karen, is that it?
Okay.
Can I ask a question about that? Does that prevent somebody from backing it up as they're working on it? Because
No.
why would you wait a whole week before
This
you
is
back
for-
up on the desktop? Why would you wait a whole week instead of doing it? With Karen, I'll speak for Karen. Because Karen wondered, why are we not just, as you're working, your desktop is there, why aren't you just saving as you're going? Why would it only back up once a week? I don't understand.
You can do that. We're not stopping you from doing that. But the issue was people were not backing up their files at all. And they were surprised to find out that the system wasn't backed up. So now we're going to back up the entire system, whether you like it or not, once a week. You can still back up and save to the shared drive as often as you like.
Well, make sure that people understand that they should be doing it as they're working and saving it. That way, because that should be a backup, not a process that they use every day. That's it, it's only a piece.
Yep.
I said,
Anything else?
We are officially switched over to .gov emails. So I emailed everybody to put a little note at the bottom of their outgoing emails saying that the emails have switched from .org to .gov. Everyone will need to change any accounts they have, like with the New Hampshire Municipal Association, whatever. We will still receive the .org emails for 1 to 2 years. So there's some wiggle room there, but everyone should complete the switch over and whatnot. I need to work on switching all the listings on the website, but it's on my list. I'm gonna start tomorrow. I ended up missing the cybersecurity conference because of a family medical emergency. So I went to Vermont and then came home. And the Joint Loss Management Committee met last week. Oops, I didn't update that. We talked about updating the handbook, the accident reporting forms and process, and double checking all of the first aid kits for expired items, which I have a list of those in your packets.
Yep. Here. Anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay, thank you. Hi, Jan, do you have anything?
I do, I have a couple things. One, I just wanted to make you aware, Stratford Regional Planning Commission has put up the new profiles of each of the towns, so there's some great data in there, just a slice of the data, but I just leave that for you for your information.
Okay.
The second thing is Mary Lou, Bob Servacek, and I attended a Heritage Commission meeting in Wolfer on Saturday, and there were lots of different towns that shared information and resources, so I will document the kinds of things that we heard about, but there was one in particular called PlanNH.org, which is an association of planners and designers out of Portsmouth, so they may be a good resource for both the planning board and for Heritage to take a look at, especially for the position you're trying to fill.
What was the name on that one?
It's called
Sorry.
PlanNH.org.
Thank you.
And then for the library, the December newsletter is out, so I had posted it. I'll leave that with you. And I just wanted to call attention, there are no presentations for the month, but it's a lot of workshops and crafts and that kind of thing. There is right now a really great art exhibit going on through the end of November, which is fiber arts and wood. So it's kind of an interesting thing. And then the guy who is being featured in December is a primitive artist. It's Frederick Foley. So just let people know that. And that's it.
Okay, thank you. Rose, you have anything?
Yes, I do. In your folder somewhere, I think you have some documents on a letter that needs to go out to the Sanbornville Water District. So because they are a municipal entity, we cannot tax them. What we do instead is issue a payment in lieu of taxes document. And that document basically covers the taxable portion of the property, which is the land. We cannot assess the building and have them pay a fee for the building, but we can for the land. So there's two things there. There's a letter that would get mailed to the water district telling them that they owe us this money. And there's also an abatement request because I have to zero out my books. I can't recover the tax amount that came from our new tax bills. I can only cover the land portion. So this is going to abate out the value of the tax of the property, of the building, if we were to be taxing it. And I don't know if that made a lot of sense. I understood it.
So we have two documents. We've got an abatement request for map 10 lot 11, which is the Sanborn Water District well. and the abatement on that abatement is $46. And then we have a letter to ask for reimbursement of $1,185 for the same property, for the value of the property. So I'll make a motion that we approve both these documents.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
And I just need a copy of the letter and the abatement.
What would you like us to do with these documents?
If you'd like, I'll mail the letter. I can do that.
And the abatement?
And the abatement goes to me so that I can clean up the
So
books.
you want both of these?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
Brad, do you have anything?
Yes, let's hope for rain.
Yes.
We've been very fortunate in this area. Our neighbors very close to us have had quite a few incidences. I believe it was Effingham a week ago, had a pretty good fire. And the southern part of the state is really getting hammered. So just hope for rain. I don't have to put that hat on. If I do have to put my hat on, I end up wearing my emergency management hat too. But that's it.
So let's talk a little bit about the budget for emergency management.
Sure.
You asked it for, I think, $6,500. I think that was the number.
Yes.
And that's what we're going to get as a grant back?
The grant, I'm not sure what the plan is going to cost, between $4,000 and $5,000. $500 for miscellaneous expenses. The extra $1,000 was in case there were any overruns with the plan. But whatever the plan costs is what we will get back.
So for the budget, we put 65, and then for revenue, we put 65, because it's going to be income. Makes it
Yes.
equal.
Is it the full 65? What I heard you just say, they're only going to reimburse the actual.
They'll reimburse up to the cost of the plan, say $6,000. They won't reimburse the $500 that would be for operating expenses.
It would almost be a wash.
Okay, so the numbers are,
I have 5,500 in for emergency management.
It was 55 that I asked for.
Okay.
okay,
That's what I thought.
fine, so we're set on that, and you're going to coordinate that activity?
With a plan, yes.
Yes.
That's
When-
the LEOP, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that takes care of it.
Okay, Joanne? Okay.
I guess something on the old business, I guess. A couple of weeks ago, one of our town residents had asked permission to park a semi on the side of the building here. It wasn't clear at that time what the window was. The window was from Friday night to Saturday to Sunday night. However, it's not just during the period where weight restrictions are on the road. The request is to do it all the time. All right, so I don't think it's a good practice for the town to do that. I mean, I know we've done it in the past during the weight restriction period, and that to me is a reasonable request. But to have somebody just park their personal vehicle here, I don't think is a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll make it a motion, and do not accept the request to park a semi-truck here on a regular basis from Friday night to Sunday. I'll make the motion that we do not accept that request.
Except during wet season.
She wanted to do it all the time. so-
No, other people park there during mud season.
Yeah, I'm talking.
Your motion was very broad. It said no parking there on weekends. You don't mean that. You mean for during mud season, you can't park here. During mud season, you can park here.
Well, what I'm talking about is a specific individual request, but I guess we can make it a blanket statement. Nobody can park. Okay.
That's the intent, right?
And nobody can park their vehicles there outside of mud season.
So you're changing the motion to say that?
I'll make that a motion, correct. Rephrase my motion.
Would you read that back? Make sure we're happy with it.
Yep. One second. Okay, now my brain's frozen. So you're motioning not to allow parking of,
Whatever it says,
I didn't get that far yet.
well, that's right, we're gonna help you.
That's
because
why I'm asking for help, please.
And
You're motioning to not allow parking,
Of what?
any vehicles? Public?
Not trucks. People park there on weekends to go away for a weekend. You know, people do that. You're talking about tractor trailers, you're talking about commercial vehicles.
Yes,
so no parking of commercial vehicles then?
commercial vehicles.
Okay.
Do we need a motion for this?
I didn't think so.
I don't know.
It's just a policy, tell them no.
All right, so there are no motions required?
I don't think so.
Okay.
If we're gonna grant permission, I would do that.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right, so commercial vehicles not allowed to park there outside of that season.
Yeah. Tell them to give us a call, it's an emergency. I mean, people do it when it's an emergency, but to make it regular every weekend, parking there seems a little extreme. If a person's got to park their vehicle someplace because of something happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So I will withdraw my motion.
Okay, anything else on that one? No? Okay, you're okay there?
Yep, I'm okay with that.
Okay. Let's take the easy ones first. Let's do the Tibbetts Hill addresses. We had an issue with addresses up in Tibbetts Hill. If you're familiar with the area, we got 3 or 4 houses down the bottom towards Stoneham. We've got 3 or 4 houses on top of the hill by the Blueberry Farm. They don't follow our town policy for 911 addresses. Because we didn't have 911 when we put out addresses. So the recommendation is from the code enforcement officer that we don't follow our policy with respect to Tibbetts Road, and that we take the next logical number, which is 17 for the houses being built now on Tibbetts Hill, and let the houses on top of the hill, which are a mile away, continue to have their existing numbers.
Okay.
You're okay with that?
Yeah.
All right, so we're told we're okay with that. If we were following today's rules, every 50 feet would be an increment on the number, and we'd have to start changing addresses all over the place, so we'll let that one go. We were going to look at the minutes procedure. We talked about that last time, what we're gonna recommend to the various committees to do follow-up on minutes. Any feedback on that one?
I saw what,
I meant to
put
put
together,
that in,
and I thought
sorry.
it was, yeah, I thought it worked.
Okay, so we're gonna give that to the various departments to follow. You want to do the cellar hole?
Sure. We talked a little bit about access into the Hackett site from residents. Now it's exposed, now that we get all the vegetation out of there. And there's about anywhere from a 30-inch to 4-foot drop from the side into the hole. So I want to suggest that we put up danger, keep out or danger no trespass signs, at least 4 of them, 1 on each side, just to keep people away from going into the hole. I thought about it, we talked about it a little bit too, about trying to put up a fence, and I don't think it's appropriate, at least not at this time. So we put some signage up there, warning people of the danger and the hazard, telling them to stay away. I think that would be adequate for now.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Like keep out or something like that.
And I would say, I would just say keep out. Just don't,
Yeah,
no danger, just keep out.
And why would you not want to put danger?
Because if it's a danger, why aren't you fixing it? The sign doesn't fix it. I would just say, you don't want people in there because they're rooting around for artifacts, whatever, just,
Right, right.
so it's a keep out.
Okay, right, so I'll take the action then to pick up 4 keep-out signs and place them around the perimeter. of the
Yeah, that should be good.
wall.
And Chris can get those from the penitentiary.
Oh,
Chris,
I'll ask him.
Chris gets the signs.
okay.
And I'm sure they have pre-canned keep-out signs. And there's also other signs with respect to wheeled vehicles, right? He's got a...
Yes, I got that in the back of my truck, so I'll put that up at the same time.
Here you
No wheeled vehicles without selectmen
Yep.
written permission.
All right, that's done. So before John Rich will provide the selectmen with access to computers, he wants to make sure that we all agree that we're going to do this. And I would like to have read permission of all our files. And the reason, and I think we all should have read permission, not just me. And the issue is, people will go in and say, I need access to do my job of this file structure. You know, we're talking, the problem is with the planning board. I need access to this file. Well, where's the other document? Well, it's over here, but we didn't ask for access to that. And I can't have, and I don't have visibility to it. So they're looking for files, and when you do a search, it searches their domain only. If we get access, we can search the entire system and tell them where it's located, you need access to this file structure. So that's why I think it'd be important for the selectmen to have read-only the entire system.
So I spoke to him about that yesterday. He does not want to grant you guys that, because that would upset the secure structure that we have in place now, that in theory could give, if one of you got disgruntled, give you access to send emails from someone else's account and those kind of things. He said right now, for the most part, it sounds like it's kind of a password issue slash, for the most part, people on the planning board don't have access to town computers, so they can't save things there. They're saved on their personal computers. So he wants to set up, because we already have a Microsoft Cloud account, he wants to set up kind of like the shared drive, a shared cloud account, that anyone on the committees that don't have access to the town computers can save all those files to there, so that all those can be accessed at any time, whenever you need them. And when you switch people out, those people can then switch it out without a big to-do of transferring files here, there, and everywhere. So he wants to store everything on the cloud rather than granting you guys access to everything.
Okay. Do you agree with what we want?
I don't understand it completely, but it doesn't sound very harmful. So it sounds like the expert is suggesting that we're going to default to the expert opinion.
But I don't agree with him. I don't agree with him, what he's suggesting, because if we're doing read-only, there's no way we can jeopardize it.
That's what I'm saying.
If it's read-only, there's something we've lost in the communications. So as long as the board says we should have read-only, I see no reason why we shouldn't have read-only.
I'm just, you know,
I'll talk to him,
yeah.
but I want to say that we all agree.
Does he say that he can't do that for us, or that he can, but he recommends
He can, but he's strongly against it.
recommends against it?
Oh. Me too. But does that preclude, in the cloud, does that preclude someone from accessing a document that was done 2 years ago that they can't find? Because if everyone is today uploading to the cloud, that doesn't solve the problem that Rich is talking about. They can't get in to see something that was done and is on a file somewhere else.
That's right.
So it looks like as far as that goes, the files that they're looking for might be on the previous planning board chair's computer. So John has asked to set up appointment with him to transfer all those files off his computer. And
I get,
We're gonna talk to John,
So,
because
yeah,
this is just the first example of a bigger problem,
yes, I was just gonna say.
right? So
Yes.
we're not solving the problem, we're going after it.
Right.
We'll talk to John.
well, part of his hesitance is he doesn't, I mean, ideally, we wouldn't have any town information from the committees or anywhere saved to personal computers, and having the cloud drive would take care of that, in theory.
In reality, we have it, how do we find it? That's the problem. In
He
reality,
hasn't properly set it up yet, is all. That's all.
we'll talk to him. Yeah?
The county uses a shared drive. That's what it sounds like he's doing.
That's good.
He's gonna make sure that on that shared drive is where basically everything is.
Thank you,
So that would solve the problem.
thank you. Okay, and let's see, so that was the shared driveway. Oh, joyless management, you want to talk about that handbook?
I know it needs a lot of work, and just as far as the format of it goes, never mind typos and things that need updates. Because it hasn't been done since 2018.
So it's here you want us to do something? The joyless management?
Yeah, I looked at it, and it's really, the whole structure is very hard to follow. It's not laid out, indexed very well. So you can look at it content, but I don't think there's an issue with the content. I think it covers everything pretty well.
So what's the action item?
I don't, I think the action should be to reformat the document. So that it flows and the lot, and it references itself back and forth the way it should.
Okay.
And we'll probably kick that out of probably a couple of months anyway, before we
Well, who's
get it
gonna,
back. It's gonna take a while to do it.
are we doing that? Joyless management doing it?
Joint loss management.
Yeah. We'll do it and then re-present it to you guys when we have it fairly set, anyway.
Okay. Next one is accident incident reporting form review approval. What does that mean?
You suggested that the selectmen should probably,
You gotta give us, Brian wasn't there, you gotta give us background. Gotta give us background.
Should be like the first recorded injury, like
You gotta
if
give us,
someone gets hurt
yes,
in the
so,
office.
you gotta give us
It's in
background.
here, right?
yes. In, I don't remember what month it was, I want to say July, it's either July or May, at the Joint Loss Management Committee meeting. The accident reporting form that's in the handbook was a separate file and was just easy for me to update and reformat and make it more in line with the policies that we currently have. So that's what I did. And then I was reminded that it should have been brought to you guys for proper approval, so.
Yeah, because you gave me the copy of the other actual part.
So that was a state one and the one that I
Oh, okay.
updated the format of already.
Because I liked that one. It was good.
Thank you.
Okay, let's, can we come back to those forms later?
Yes.
We got a lot to do. There was, so put that on the agenda for maybe a month from now.
Yep.
First aid, if you guys want to buy some, you've got to replace our first aid material. Some stuff we have in the file cabinet. And you made a nice list, Leah, of the stuff that you'd like to replace.
That's just all the stuff that was expired. And it's up to you if you want to replace all of it.
Yeah, I'm looking for it, you gave it to me, I know you gave it to me. Here it is, right here. I'll start by saying, I don't think we should do this. I don't think we should be dispensing Neosporin, eye wash solution, hydrochloroquine cream. I don't think we should have any of this.
Not even Neosporin?
I don't think, if you're hurt, you go home and get a Band-Aid. We're not a first aid station. Tylenol, wound seal, anti-diarrhea tablets, anti-acid tablets, I don't think we should be giving this stuff out. I think Band-Aids are sufficient, and if it's more serious than that, we go to first aid. That's my opinion.
The thing on here that catches my eye is at the bottom of the first page, the townhouse big bathroom kit. Things like burn gels, we have the kitchen in there, we have a little mini kitchen here. I think that's appropriate. Probably moisturizing cream as well, and burn dressing. Those types of things are hazards that employees could be exposed to,
Oh, I agree to that,
Yeah.
but I suggest if it's important, you call 911 and get some professional service. I don't think we're trained to dispense that. That's my point.
Do a history of this, Rich?
Yes, oh, I remember. The kids.
Were you on the board at that time?
The what?
You were on the board at that time?
I was watching, I was in the audience.
The previous board felt that where the townhouse is the designated shelter in case of an emergency that it's needed. We have the cots and everything else over there. They felt it was appropriate to have some minimal supplies. We have the ability to house at least 20 people over there. So it could be quite a gathering. And that's where the kit came from. I'm not saying it's too big or too little. Just it was because of the emergency factor that those kits were chosen.
My opinion is if someone gets hurt and you're hurt, you call the ambulance or go home and go to a first aid station. We're just not a first aid station. That's my opinion. I mean, the list goes on. Tylenol, I don't know what some of the stuff is.
I mean, you have the risk too, Rich, to your point, you have the risk of somebody being allergic to something and give them and they have a reaction.
Well, it's not so much that you give it as it's available for them.
I'm sorry?
It's not so much you give it to them. Nobody here is trained to pass out those materials.
Right.
But it's there if somebody gets hurt and wants to burn gel. It's there for them to get it and apply it. If somebody thinks they have a headache and need it, or whatever, need a Tylenol, it's not up to the town employee to say, here you go, this will help. It's up to that person to come and say, do you have Tylenol, or there's a cabinet, help yourself. I agree, you don't want to get into doing the administration of administering it in any way.
I'm thinking a little further along too, if that's being utilized as an emergency shelter, which we're taking credit for, so it could very well be that situation. And somebody comes in and does get burned in the kitchen, and we call 911, and because we're an emergency, so is everybody else. They'll get to us in about 3 or 4 hours. So what do you do in the meantime?
I've burned my hands with no burn gel, it's not fun.
Quite honestly, the only thing in that kit that's going to be helpful in a major event is bandages, stop the bleed, things like that.
Right.
Burn gel, cold water on a burn is the best thing that you can do for it. Basically just dry dressings and gauze and things like that.
It was just the example I used, but the bandages would be the same, right? I mean, if somebody gets a burn and
Yeah.
3 or 4 hours, you can't put any kind of a bandage on it. Not that we are responsible for administering, is that your point was to offer it to them if they want to do it.
It's available.
And if there is a qualified EMT or something in the emergency shelter, and they have something that they can use.
Or even resident to resident, you covered under the Good Samaritan Act.
Steve, you have a comment?
If you have an AED machine, there are requirements for you. You should probably look them up. And if you have a kitchen, there's a separate set of requirements that you have to have. So I'd really look into that, because if you pull it all out of you, you're gonna get in trouble.
Okay.
Do you know where I could find that?
It's, if you just put that in within the last 10 years, then somebody should have read all the requirements for that. Because somebody in this building needs to know how to use that. So it's obviously a requirement if you guys spent a couple grand on that. So you need to look at the regulations, and they are extensive. Just a thought.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Jim?
I just add one more thing, which is we should probably have a process of just checking that box once a year, because the only reason we knew that things were expired is one of the volunteers on election day cut herself and needed Band-Aids. Went in looking and everything was expired 2014, so 10 years. You can't keep Tylenol for that long, and that's not, the town administering that, that's someone just going there individually, so that's just a process issue.
That was on me. I did check the first aid kits earlier this year. I just didn't check the dates on everything. I looked and saw, oh, this one's full, okay, it's fine. So, yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna check out the kitchen aspect for sure.
Is that where the emergency kit is, in the kitchen, or is it in the, where is it?
There's a small one in the kitchen, like the Johnson & Johnson one we have in the bathroom.
Yeah.
But the bigger one is in the bathroom. It's the same as the one here.
Mhm.
We'll come back to this then, when you put that in, if you get some information.
Yep.
Thank you. Okay.
I guess I do have one other thing, and that would be the cleaning of the townhouse after an event, after election. I know some people cleaned it and don't want any recognition for it, but it had been well used, bathroom and things like that. So we have what's coming up next, the Christmas breakfast, is it?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, when there's a lot of people using it, I don't think it's fair to ask people, or maybe not ask, but think that people are gonna do it as a volunteer. Just my 2 cents.
Well, you want to get the cleaning lady?
She won't do it. She doesn't want to do that. We need somebody. I think we get that cleaned. We just have to get someone that will do it.
Especially the bathroom and, sweep the floors. I don't,
Yeah, the bathroom's just,
yeah.
Bathroom, kitchen, and floors.
Would it be appropriate to put something on the web asking for people that are interested to contact us? Would that be?
Yeah.
It'd be as required,
As needed.
as needed.
Yeah.
Would you do that, Lee? Maybe pick a number, ballpark for people 6 times a year, maybe. It's not every week, so it's not, we're not asking for someone to be available every week. It's,
Well, I think it was mentioned to me that even after an event that someone's paying for to use, they tidy up, but they don't do a deep clean. They make sure the trash is taken care of, and maybe they sweep the floor, but they don't get into a deep clean. You know what I mean? So maybe,
Is a deep clean required?
well, maybe not a deep clean, but it's the bathrooms, I think, are most important. But maybe they give their security deposit, am I right? And then, do they get that back, or do they just pay that? We don't give it
I don't
back,
know. I haven't given any.
do we?
we charge $50 and that's it.
For the use of the building, yeah. I don't know, something to think
Yeah,
about.
we're gonna post it. I
Yeah.
agree. We can't ask volunteers to keep doing it. I think.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so maybe 5 or 6 times a year, maybe, I don't know. Depends on, I guess, how many events. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Okay, we have a request to use this office on December 5th at 6 o'clock to Lauren Marnie, Health and Wellness Coach, would like to present strategies for less stress to embrace peace this holiday season. And be open to the public. It's free. It's 6 o'clock on December 5th. She's asking if she can use the facility.
I don't have a problem, it's open to the residents, there's no charge.
Yep. Okay. Yep. December 5th, I think the calendar's clear, it's a Thursday night.
Yes.
All right, we're going to do warrant articles. We're going to do, you want to talk special event permits now, or you want to?
Yeah, let's do the special events. We have a form for special events. And right now, if you compared it to Ossipee and Tuftonboro, which I gotta look up, I haven't seen those yet. Wakefield, it's pretty simple, but it covers all of the basic elements that are required. And it has a time reference in it. So in other words, it has to be, a request has to be submitted to the board 30 days before the event and 7 days before the meeting at which they're going to present it to the select. So essentially that makes it a 37-day lead time for a special event. That gives us a chance to read it, understand it, and respond to it. Adequate time to fully understand and get what's going on, and to go back and forth if there's any questions.
No, which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about the one that exists now for the town of Brookfield.
Okay, you're describing ours.
Yes, yes. The other ones have other things in it that maybe we'd want to incorporate as time goes on. But I think for now, the one that we have will work. And there's an RSA, I did find it, it was 286.1 that refers to, the terminology is open air meeting is what it's referred to in that RSA. And it says that the selectmen can approve an ordinance to do so. So the one that we have on our webpage is from 2018, I think is how long it's been there. But I don't see any signatures on it. I don't have enough history going back there to know if it was actually brought before this board and adopted. But I'd like to make a suggestion that we do that today, if you guys don't recall whether or not it was officially adopted by the selectmen. But why don't we, I mean, if it's redundant, it's redundant.
So you suggested no changes to the one we have today?
That's correct, that's where it's the one that's been on the website for probably since 2018. So I suggest that we officially adopt it as our policy, and then as time goes on, we can amend or modify it. But at least get it out there with a signature page on it, and say this is our official policy for temporary events. I'll make a motion that we adopt the existing web page version of.
Did you check the meeting minutes?
I did. I could not find it. I could not find it anywhere. I did see. I lost the trail. I think it was in April of '22 when there was a meeting with the council to discuss it. And then I don't see anything after that. So let's take what we got. Let's make it official. Well, why don't we do this? Have you guys had a chance to read what we have?
Oh, I know we have.
And you are just going to enjoy it. Then I'll make a motion that we adopt the temporary event permit application as it's presented on the town webpage, and I have a copy of it here from me. That's my motion.
Second, yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, we can sign off this.
You gotta get a copy, Karen,
Pardon?
you have to get a copy to the town clerk.
Yes, yes.
I would think it's time for Ms. Reed to rework that. I think there's stuff on there that we can streamline when I look at other towns, but if you think that's the way we should go now, we'll go that way.
We'll go this way. Yep, I think we should for now.
Okay, done. We voted on it, that's done. We have warrant articles to talk about, we have the budget to talk about. Yes?
I was just wondering if we could start it a little early so we didn't get our public comment in. I have some special permits to discuss as well.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a good time for that or if you want us to wait till then.
Well, let's do it now then.
So,
So I'm just here, I have a couple things for you. If you guys want to take a look over this. Here are some meeting minutes from 2014 and an application that I've already filled out and submitted to the Liquor Commission. The last time I met with one of the boards, I can't remember if it was planning or selectmen, I asked about the selectmen sign letter for outdoor alcohol. Said I didn't need one. It's right here on the bottom of the application from the state. And then these are meeting minutes from a selectmen meeting where the planning board chairman did a quick synopsis of what we were asking for. And then this is where it was approved a month later. So the selectmen approved. Yeah.
Go slow with me, go slow. What are you showing us? What is,
Meeting minutes
From?
from 2014.
which committee?
Selectmen,
Okay,
so they're right there.
all right, and this is 2014.
14.
And the point you're making here is, what do you want us to see?
Right there, it's highlighted.
Oh, it is. Okay, it says, this is planning board, we're going to read this.
This is a selectmen meeting, and that's the planning board chairman.
Making a report
Yes.
to the selectmen.
Yes.
And it says, Mr. Ciccarone gave a brief synopsis of the past meeting in which included Moose Mountain Recreation subdivision and a request from Bob Bordeaux regarding a letter from the State Liquor Commission. The state would like a letter from the selectmen granting permission for Moose Mountain Recreation to serve alcohol outside the lodge. The planning board voted unanimously to allow this. The selectmen decided to send the draft letter drawn up by the planning board giving permission to the town attorney. Okay?
And then this is a month later,
Okay. And this is selectmen's meeting minutes?
Yep.
And
February 11th, 2014.
Can you state the date of that?
yes,
The
yes,
first one?
yes. This is from,
January 13th, 2014.
2014.
January 14th, 2014. And then I'm reading from February 11th, 2014. Hard to see, but I'll put it. Ashley Mames spoke on behalf of Moose Mountain Recreation. Ms. Mames asked the selectmen for a letter from the selectmen approving the serving of outside liquor. A client would like to hold their wedding at Moose Mountain Recreation, so they were seeking permission from the Liquor Commission to allow serving of outdoor liquor. The Liquor Commission required a letter from the selectmen for their approval. Ms. stated that the only liquor would be served until dark, as they have no outdoor lighting. The selectmen agreed to allow this for 1 year. The selectman Zacher asked Ms. Mine to write a letter to the selectmen with the time and the liquor in the area where the liquor would be served. Okay? And
And then my liquor application that I already submitted, asking for a town letter giving permission. So I'm here asking for permission for my banquet facilities, site plan, the opportunity to have outside weddings with alcohol outside. And a letter from the Selectmen or the Liquor Commission.
How do you get there from this? The last sentence was, the selectmen agreed to allow this for 1-year trial.
Right?
Selectman Zacher asked me so-and-so to write a letter to the selectmen with the times and area liquor to be served.
Right, so I'm asking for a new one. A renewed one. One for us and our LLC and for me to host weddings. Because I'm not Ashley Names.
Okay, so what you're showing us is that in 2014,
Because you previously have stated that it wasn't allowed outside. There wasn't alcohol outside. There was not liquor outside. And right there in the meeting minutes, it is proven that that's what was asked for.
it was asked for, but it doesn't say, see, it was asked for.
You allowed it for a 1-year trial.
Yes, but it's over, the 1-year trial's over.
She wasn't doing it. She continued to do it until they left the business. Nothing had happened in that 1-year
Well,
time
that's
frame.
shame on the town for letting it go past 1 year, right?
It was for a trial.
Yeah.
So the trial went okay, so it continued. So it was no longer a trial and an allowed use.
That's not the way I read it.
I can't find it in there either.
I read it that we gave permission for a 1-year period.
Well, may I have the permission for a 1-year?
You're working through the planning board with a site plan review.
I already have a site plan for banquet facility activities.
You applied for a new one, it was on the permit, you just asked for one. You just said on your last site plan review application, I believe it said restaurant, didn't it?
Yeah, but I'm not asking for outdoor seating for the restaurant. I'm asking for outdoor seating for weddings.
Okay. Okay.
Which is a different site plan.
Well, I want to make sure I'm clear, I'm sure the board's clear.
Yeah.
Could you give us in writing what you're asking for? Please, in writing what you're asking for.
Yeah. If that's what you would, if that's what the board would like.
I would like, so we have something in writing reflecting what you're asking for.
Okay.
Could you do that? Thank you. Okay.
Is it all right if I keep those?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I make copies for you guys. I was just bringing that in because there's been previous discussion that it wasn't allowed or we didn't have a site plan for it. So that's why I'm revisiting the topic, is because I'm losing out on money because I have cancellations happening because I can't guarantee that people can have their weddings outside like they used to. So now I'm losing money because I can't get approval.
Would you write down and tell us what you want?
Absolutely. I just wanted to clear the air, make sure that everyone had facts straight.
Well, that's fine, I appreciate that, but I don't draw the same conclusions you drew, but that's fine.
It was just the fact that you said it was never allowed, and it was.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, yes, Steve?
I just have a couple issues. It's a couple other functions. One, we have been doing maybe 2 or 3 times a year. Another one's coming up. The one that we've been doing is Wakefield Fire Department. There's training on site on occasion over by the pond. And I have been talking with a training facility that works with the Mass State Police and the New Hampshire State Police for canine training. It involves some distractive instruments, I guess you can call them. They shoot blanks, and they train the dogs. And they wanted to meet up here. Probably going to wind up being 4 times a year starting in the spring. Do we need a special permit for that?
It's interesting, I think you could do it 2 ways. We could go with a special permit, or you put it on your site plan, make an application so you can do it with the planning board.
Okay. Should I tell Wakefield to wait until after the site plan?
If you want to come in with a special event request for the first one, give us that, we'll look at it. But I don't think you want to do that 4 or 5 times a year. If it's going to be a continuing activity,
We offer the space for nothing to the community.
okay?
Wakefield does it now, and we'd like to expand that.
Okay.
So do you want me to get a special permit for Wakefield Fire Department to run operations on the property? It's charitable.
Well, I understand it's charitable. I think the answer is yes.
You want me?
Just give us the application, yes.
All right, so they have to wait until after the site plan review?
Or give us a special event request.
Okay. How long do you think that would take? Or do we have to go through this whole site plan review again?
You got two paths, you can do both. You can do both.
I just need a specific way to handle this.
Ask for a special event,
Okay.
period. Just do it that way, and we'll do it every time you need one, we'll do one.
Okay, so every single time they come
Unless
in?
you get a site plan review, which covers the going forward.
Okay, so I need to add those to the site plan?
I would.
Okay, perfect. That's all I need.
As far as the fire department goes, Rich, he was participating in those when I was on the department.
I'm sorry,
I
Ken.
used to participate in those when I was on the department. And it's their routine monthly training, same as when they come over and test our dry hydrants and things like that. It's not an event, shall we say. It's just who we contract our fire services, coming over and practicing their protection of our resources.
Okay,
So I don't, in my opinion, as a firefighter, I don't think that needs
okay,
a use permit.
thank you. Yes, Molly?
Do you have that application for us for a special event?
Yeah, we just,
That one doesn't pertain to us since that regards public property. Ours would be private property.
What is your question?
Would we still use that application even though it pertains to public property and not our private property? That's what all of that stuff is inquiring about on that application, is public property and public road uses.
No, it's not for just public property.
And if we were to submit that, would we also need to submit the $1 million covering the town? The insurance?
No, I stand corrected. You're correct.
Thank you.
It's a temporary event, function lasting for a limited time upon, open to the general public and sponsored or organized by a not-for-profit group or by a for-profit group. Events include functions which take place on town property. So a temporary event is defined as town property.
so then what do we do with that request?
You previously said that there was a special event permit for private property, which I was told that it would be able to find on public record somewhere in the handbook or something. It does not exist.
Okay. What do we want to do with the request to put the fire training over there?
When are they doing it?
Sounds to me like they're doing it. That's what it sounds like to me.
It's previously taken place as well, so this is not something that's new to the town or new to Moose Mountain. It's something that has previously happened and continued to happen.
So it sounds to me like they don't need a special request. Sounds like to me, what do you think?
Yeah.
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 Sweet, thank you.
Okay.
So what is the answer?
It sounds like this form isn't applicable, but it says public property.
We're able to do
Okay.
it.
So we can entertain the fire department? Can we entertain the police department?
I would say yes.
Can we entertain the state police?
We don't have a special event permit at this office. You still have the zoning that you have to deal with, right? And as you start doing more and more events, someone's going to say, you didn't get a site plan review for these events. If it's a special event, and you can argue, I suspect a special event is 1 or 2. If you start doing something regularly, then people are going to say, you didn't get your site plan review. So what is that number?
Well, I mean, this is gonna get into the discussion we've already had with allowed uses versus conditional uses. So I'm going to assume that because fire department training, state police training, and community training, or club events, however you look at it, they could be conditional, which would require the site plan review. This is where we're going crazy, trying to figure out what exactly you guys allow. Because at this point, you don't allow anything, because we're going to you for site plan review on everything that's already permitted.
That's
We've been doing this for a year now.
That's the planning board you're talking about.
Okay, but you guys are the enforcers.
That's right.
Okay, so we're trying to work with the planning board, but everything is so vague and not organized. There's not even a process for special events. We're doing special events. We're doing weddings. As far as I know, we had a site plan review done, and that we're beyond that. And we also have a list of those permitted uses. Fire department training doesn't fit on that permitted use, so that's why I'm asking, because it's something we have been doing, but it's
Sorry,
not on the
interrupt you,
permitted
Steve.
use list.
It is allowed on our permitted use list, because there's training activities that are on the permitted use list.
Okay, so, all right.
It would all
So
be permitted use as far
if
as.
it's permitted, do we need a special event permit? You're saying no for this event.
I'm saying, at this point, it appears like we do not have a special event permit in the town. Unless you're gonna do it on town property, one doesn't exist. That's what I just
Yes,
was pointed out, right?
that's correct.
We don't have one.
I would like to just state that I pointed that out previously when doing the Halloween event as well. You guys made me file that same thing.
Thank you.
Can we have that in writing?
I think the meeting minutes will show that. As of this date, we don't have a special event permit
For private
for
property.
private property.
Oh, boy.
You have permitted uses for that property. And if you want to do something that's not on the permitted uses, I think that's what the conditional, am I saying that? Is that what the
Yeah.
conditional use would be?
Is it permitted or conditional?
There's not a list of conditionals.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
So if it's not permitted and you want to do it, it would be by default conditional. Is that a fair statement?
Then you've helped our whole argument over the last year.
The permitted use list, we are now going to site plan review with,
Correct.
because for some reason we have to. The conditional use list, I was just recently informed, was published incorrectly, and it's still supposed to apply to our zoning. And that was a town error. I was previously told that
That's
at the
right.
last meeting. So our conditional use list still does apply technically, but it's not posted or viewable.
That was explained at the last planning board meeting, what happened there.
But I have previously also been told that the conditional use list was removed to expedite this process.
Don't know. Okay, so are we done with this now?
Sure.
Post the corrected ones in the morning.
I don't know if you want to do some more research on that, because I don't know if they actually are supposed to be there, if they aren't supposed to be there, because I have heard two other.
The planning board had me update the ordinances, so
Okay. Perfect.
I just need to post them.
Okay.
Just a final thought on your AED. If you put that in, you have to register it. The people that installed it should have told you that.
It is.
Okay, so it's registered.
Yep.
Along with that registration is the ROD restrictions, and you have to do certain training, I believe,
We
and so
do.
forth.
We do training.
So-
It's made available for public use.
Yeah,
It's-
just so you don't get in more trouble. Might be good to look up the regs. Have a wonderful night.
Okay, let's do the warrant articles. Let's start with this. going?
Can you turn the heat up a little bit? See, my feet are cold.
Like my mother would say, put on a sweater.
Yeah, I do.
Do you need my sweatshirt?
No, thank you.
So, town meeting is going to be obviously the second Tuesday. And we're going to have the business meeting 10 o'clock on Saturday. All right. Warrant articles that I think we should consider is the elderly exemption for property tax. The one we have today, hardly anyone can meet the requirements.
Yeah.
Read them.
Income levels is gonna be single, $25,000, married, $30,000. Assets limits, single, $50,000, and married, $50,000.
So if you have more income or assets than that,
That's it.
you do not get any relief on your taxes. If you do satisfy those requirements, you get $30,000 off the assessed value,
Yes.
right?
Yep. So,
Has anyone applied for that?
Oh, yeah, but they apply, but
Don't qualify.
I mean, if you get Social Security, you almost get too much income.
yeah.
Yeah. And your assets, I mean, that's not much.
That's right. This has got to
I
be.
mean, if you were renting, you probably have more assets than.
Yes.
Right.
So I think this has been visited 20 years ago.
Because incomes, Social Security, pension, wages, rental income, annuities, and other interest. So it's probably like, you know, so it's probably like, I'm gonna say $50,000. What?
I'm sorry.
$50,000 income limits. I'm gonna say $50,000 and they like maybe $60,000 married.
So the numbers today are 25 and 30. If you have income and you're single, greater than $25,000, you do not qualify.
Yeah.
If you're married, it goes to $30,000, and you do not qualify for any relief.
You're suggesting you go change those numbers to 50 and 60?
Yep.
Okay, it's a good first step. I mean, we haven't done it in 20 years.
I think it's
Have we looked
still
at what
low.
other towns do?
Oh, yeah, they can give $250,000.
Oh,
Yeah, how generous do you want to be?
yeah.
Yes, Brian did it, he did put together data on that.
And then the asset limits, maybe like $70,000.
And that does not include your home, so
Yes.
that your home comes off of that. But if you have assets like cars,
Boats and stuff like
boats,
that.
summer
Oh, it
houses.
doesn't include your home?
No.
No, this is,
What are the numbers on that right now? The asset limits? Thank you.
So I would say like $75,000.
What is it currently?
50.
50.
And how much do you get off your taxes if you qualify?
$40,000.
off the assessed
Assessed.
value.
Yes.
So that, at today's rate, that's $300.
All right, so 60, 75.
And that has to be a warrant article, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And I would make, I would go to 50,000 on your taxes.
Well,
Okay, so the top line of your income is where you have your income.
yeah.
The second line is your assets. How much money do you have in the bank? How much stock do you own? Yes.
I would say $73,000.
Yes, I agree with that. Now, when you meet the qualifications, how much are we going to take off the assessed value of your property?
I'm gonna say $50,000.
That's right. I would go with that too, 50,000.
You
That's
gonna
for
do
the
that?
assets or either or
What's the
both?
number now?
Pardon me?
30,000.
You're talking about for the assets. If your assets are 75 or less, you get 50,000 off the assessed value.
Yes.
If your income is 50 or 60,
You don't get it. You gotta do both. It's an and.
oh, you have to have
Yeah,
both.
yeah.
Okay,
You have to be no income and no assets.
okay.
And when you say,
And,
I'm sorry.
and you have to be old. This is for
I was
people
gonna say.
65 and older.
That's what I was wondering.
So it's not, it's not everybody. First of all, you're old, you have to live here 5 years, I think it says. And then if you meet these qualifications, you get some relief on the assessed value.
So we'll up the age to 80.
Okay.
All right, so that's gonna be. It's gonna be. Okay. 2.
I think those are good numbers.
Anything else?
Yeah. I was talking to Meg at our trustee of the trust funds meeting, and we have 2 accounts. One is, that we talked about, one of them is for mutual aid, and there's about 12,000 in that.
Yeah.
Another one is for forest fire equipment, and there's about almost 11 in that. We haven't touched that, we haven't used it. It's 10,000 granted 10 years ago.
I remember doing that. The mutual aid is gonna be like, you know, if we have like a fire and then like choppers and stuff like that. So I would say that's good.
I agree.
But the firefighter's equipment is probably
10,870.
just
It's
kind of.
almost 11.
Yeah, almost, probably is now.
I would say we make that a warrant to return it to the general fund.
Yeah, yeah.
We haven't used it, we're not seeing any need for it, we got rid of our fire truck, we do have a lot of hand equipment, Indian tanks, rakes, shovels, etc. But those types of things can be replaced or replenished
Yeah.
on an annual basis through a regular budget item. We don't need to have 10 grand sitting in a trust fund. I'd suggest that we get rid of the firefighting equipment, forest firefighting equipment fund. Do you have a fund number on
For the forest fighting equipment. It was, the date of creation was March 15th of 2017,
Yeah.
but there's no number, it just says forest fighting equipment.
that? Okay.
All right, so
Withdraw, right?
so we're just gonna put this into the general fund.
Yeah.
Good, okay.
I think we should do the same thing with the 10,000 firefighting. The way that works is if there's a bad forest fire,
Yeah.
and we have to bring in outside resources, the town is responsible for 50% of the cost.
Correct.
10,000 doesn't cut it anymore.
50% of the cost of the firefighter's salary, pay.
Everything,
Everything.
everything,
The choppers or.
everything.
Anything they have to.
Personnel, stuff like that. And it's, you know, it's gonna be like $100,000 to $200,000, so.
Right. And we have to pay that regardless.
That's right,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
So should we account for that in our budget a little bit? Just, it's a risk, right?
Yeah.
You're counting on the fact that we're not going to have a fire that requires mutual aid. Is it only forest? What about mutual aid as far as like a house fire?
No, it's just,
Forest.
forest fires.
And we have to be billed for it. And we've had a couple of fires, major ones that we've never been billed for because we're part of the mutual aid. Now, if it's a forest fire like a big one,
Yeah,
we can't afford it anyway.
right,
So,
right.
so $10,000 doesn't help you, but if it's a major one, wonderful, $10,000 doesn't help.
All right,
True.
so revocate the.
At my opinion.
Mutual aid has, was established in 91, has 12, almost 13,000 on it.
So we put $10,000 away 30 years ago, and we earned $2,000 on it.
Yeah. All right, I'm good with that.
Yeah. Give it both, return both of them to the general fund.
So,
But it should be two separate.
Oh, definitely, each one, yeah.
so do we do the roads, the pavements?
Put money in, you mean, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should, last year we did 150, maybe 50 or 75 this year.
Yeah, maybe 75.
I think that'll be a new, when we put that money in this year, I don't see, would it go into the road and bridge repair?
I think so, we put it in there, 150.
Well, we haven't put any in, I mean, I haven't made the payment yet, but the road and bridge repair is only 3,000 in it, and then we'll add the 150 this year.
That's right, because we took it down to almost nothing
Yes.
because,
Yeah,
Yeah,
we had inflation and zero return on the
right,
investment.
Yeah.
right. So,
so 150 they do this year, and then $75,000 next year.
I think that's,
What year are you talking? This March is what?
The March will be the check, $150,000, and then the warrant article will be $75,000 the next year,
it is 2025 budget.
in 2025.
yeah, so it would be a warrant article for the next town meeting to add to the road fund.
In 2025,
Yes,
Yep.
75,000.
yes.
All right. That's for,
It says road and bridge repair is the warrant article, I mean, the trust fund.
Okay. Do we have money to reduce the bridge, the Moose Mountain Bridge?
We keep $1 on the, we keep $1
In the budget, we do want
in the budget.
No.
that. You're talking about adding money to the
Yeah,
Moose
yeah.
Mountain Bridge Fund?
It was like $75,000, right?
We have 60 in one of them, and we have 141,000 in the other.
So we get 200,000.
Yeah.
Wasn't there somebody that had a reasonable fix, quick fix to it?
yeah, didn't happen.
Didn't,
Yeah.
I also understand, I think from talking to Chris, that the reason why it's a red flag, what do they call it, what's the term they use?
Red line.
Is that there is a list of things that are wrong, you get points assigned for
Yeah.
things that are wrong.
Yep.
So if you can knock off a couple of simple ones and get the total down enough so it's below red, you don't have to do the above.
Yep.
Now, unless all of the concern is on the abutment alone, that's not gonna help, but I don't know what the list of things is for that bridge. Does anybody have anything, the DOT inspection report that says the bridge is in the town?
Yeah.
There's two big ones. Well, there's three.
Well, like the washout and the abutments.
Yes, the abutments are too narrow. We're not gonna fix that because to make the bridge wider.
Yeah.
We've got leakage through the bed of the road.
Yeah.
And we've got the abutments washing out.
Yeah.
You're not gonna make it wider. You're not gonna, the bridge, the deck is 3 feet deep right now. You gotta go after the abutments.
All right, so it doesn't do us any good.
Well, I guess my thing is you leave the 100. I think if we're gonna fix the abutments, we should get it done for 100. It's never gonna fix the whole bridge. 100,000 will never do the bridge.
Oh, yeah.
We'll never do the bridge.
Oh,
It's a bond.
Yeah, it's like $1 million.
Yeah, it's a bond.
So,
I'd leave it alone.
okay, good.
And maybe we'll spend it, if we have to spend it on the abutment, we can get that fixed.
Okay.
But to fix the bridge, now you got tumble down ditch is another one. That maybe we have to think about.
Yeah.
Could you use the, no, because that's specific to Moose Mountain. Yeah,
Yes, that's the beauty of it.
yeah.
We can rename that, but that's a warrant article.
Oh, yeah, you can repurpose it if you want to. You
Yeah.
could repurpose it with 2/3 of the vote to,
Yeah.
say, spend it on any bridge in town.
And then you could use it for tumble down
Yeah,
if you repurposed.
yeah,
Want to try and do that?
no.
No.
Right,
We
do you need
still have-
opposition for that, or do you?
Oh, yeah.
Chris is still working, I believe, through the strategy
Yeah.
Yeah.
on the tumble down.
He's going to try to get his costs. He's going to try to get the engineering costs, so we know how much we have to put in the budget.
Yeah.
So I would say let's wait and see what that comes out.
Yeah, exactly.
Leave it the way it is, and I'll change it. I don't know.
Okay.
You going to put any money into the Heritage Fund?
What's in there right now? They have quit.
25.
Yeah, I think
Do
it's,
they have that much?
yeah, they're 25, 26.
Because we didn't paint the front.
That was 10.
Oh, townhouse repair, 20,537.
Okay.
Plus we got 10 for the painting that we did this year, right?
We were gonna take 10 out of this.
Yeah,
Oh, that's what was coming out?
Yeah.
yeah.
Which we are leaving alone. Now, I asked DRA about, so we didn't use the money, and she said you could encumber the money if you have a contract, or when you go, if you have to ask for another warrant article, she said people may think you've already put that 10 in, and they're gonna know that you didn't spend it. You know what I mean?
No, what are you talking about?
So we asked for 10,000 to come out of capital
Yep.
reserve, okay. So if we don't, so we didn't use it.
Right.
So you're gonna go back in 25 and say, we need $10,000 for the townhouse, or 15 to
Yep.
paint it.
Yep.
So are people gonna think, well, we just gave you that 10,000 last year, what'd you do with it?
Yep.
Are they gonna say that?
Maybe.
Yeah.
We have to explain it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to say, we just did that already, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you are gonna go to add 10 to Heritage, or no?
Yeah, we should probably have something, because it's, the roof, the belt
Shingles,
roof.
That's a higher priority than painting.
Yeah. So maybe $10,000.
Well, it was around 11, I think.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm saying, like just $10,000 is gonna.
They wanted $8,000 to roof just that little steeple.
I know.
But are you asking to put that into the trust fund, or are you asking to put it into the budget for that purpose?
No, I'm saying do a warrant article that says take it out of the trust fund, so we don't raise it through taxes. We got, what'd you say, 20?
Yeah.
We didn't use the 10, so the 20's still there. So I'm saying if we get a choice of either painting the front or doing the shingles, I'm saying let's do the shingles. Skip the front for now. 26.
I'm smiling because we have a meeting tomorrow night.
I was saying-
No, I'm gonna be dealt with.
Okay, let's table that. And then the meeting's gonna be,
Yeah, look at their report, there's a whole list of things.
Oh, yeah.
10 doesn't cut it.
Wait, I was gonna say, did they ever think about fundraisers?
Yeah, we had a barbecue.
Are they gonna present the report tomorrow? I'm just asking.
You might want to be there, right?
I believe that 3 proposals were submitted to the Heritage
yeah,
Commission. They have not looked at them in detail to make a recommendation, so we said, what are we doing? So they said, let's get together and talk about it.
Were those sealed bids?
No.
They were proposals.
Oh.
And they're no longer sealed, the names are on, because the names have impact on the quality of work, in my opinion. Okay, so we're going to wait till tomorrow night. What else do we have for warrant? Is that it?
Well, are we saying that we're gonna put a warrant in to take 10,000 out of the trust fund for the roof?
We're going to wait till tomorrow night and see what we come up with. All right, they're going to have a whole list of stuff.
Yeah.
10 will cover it. We're talking more like 50. Look at the list. Okay, any other warrant articles we think of now?
I have a suggestion,
Yes?
but I think, personally, I feel that the town clerk should have an increase in her pay. She works an incredible amount of hours. Compared to any of us in here, she works the most. And we're paying her the same as we're giving. I just feel that I would like to see her increase. Just my suggestion.
So I would ask this, is she up for election this year?
Yes,
Then you can do it.
yes. I believe she is, and I think both her and I are. But Karen is the one I think deserves to have an increase because she works the most hours.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
What she's indicated to me was she wants a deputy, and she's working on that.
Mhm.
And the deputy will work hours for her.
Okay.
So her plan was, and she goes to school, she acknowledges she works a lot of hours. If she has a trained deputy and there's money in the budget for the deputy, she will back off her hours
Okay.
and let the deputy carry some of those hours. What's wrong? Not enough in there?
Yeah, no, well, there's 8,000 in there that she put in for the deputy,
Well, what does she get paid now?
16,500.
That's,
She's here a lot.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
and you have to understand, her duties aren't just registering vehicles. I mean, she's got that town clerk responsibility, the election and all that,
yeah.
you know, she's got a big job.
Record.
This year
Municipal
was a
records,
special.
yeah, she has a lot of responsibility.
I think she would appreciate it more if we increased the deputy so she didn't have to work. Because her goal was to get the deputy trained and I don't have to be here. But I think I heard her.
Anyway, just keep that in mind.
Well, what would be a good number than, what you said, there's 1,000 in that line now?
She put for deputy, 8,000 for deputy.
I'd go to 15.
For the deputy?
Yeah. Because she won't work then. She wants the time off.
She's gonna train the person though. That's a big job. Right? I mean, it's not something you just walk in and register somebody's car, right?
Well, the person she has in mind
I
is
know,
trained.
she does have some.
So I would, if I heard her right, she'll take the time off if she gets a deputy. Because she's here a lot.
She is.
She's here a lot.
I agree.
And she's here 2 nights a week, that she may not be here if she had a deputy. Scales it down to still 1 day a week.
Yeah.
I can argue, I think 15,000 for the deputy.
Plus she gets her 16,500.
Oh, yeah. That gives her relief by getting out of the office. I mean, she is retired too.
What's the tax collector?
And me, we both get 16,500, all 3 of us.
Okay, that's,
But I would say Karen works the most out of all of us.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
You're probably next. Tax collectors has a couple of times a year.
Yeah.
Because- But I don't have a good feel for her. So what it would come down to then, essentially what we're saying is that she works twice as much as either one of you
I
guys.
think she does.
You're saying it's in that ballpark?
I would think so.
If that's what sounds like you're observing as well.
She works.
If you want to pay 15 for a deputy, that means she's working twice as many hours as the other 2.
But, and what I'm arguing is, I don't think she wants the money, I think she wants the time off. Right, by getting a deputy up to speed, she gets the time off. We could double her salary and she's still gonna be working the hours that maybe she doesn't wanna work. Why don't we ask her?
Good idea,
Why don't we ask her?
good idea.
What would you rather have? More money for a deputy or more money to,
All right.
I mean, I'm
What if she says both?
Okay.
A
well,
small increase and
then
plus
we
it.
have to deal with it.
Just asking.
Anything else?
No, not that I can think.
We got bills to pay.
Oh, yeah, I forgot, I said
Do we want to, there was a fund there for like office equipment and
There is.
like,
I think it's like 5,000 or 8,000 in there.
because, the copies was there. It
Yeah,
was like,
and we paid for that out of the
Yeah.
budget, so.
and the computers are,
Town building office equipment has 5,264.
I think we're good.
So I asked them, I asked Jeff, tell me about the equipment, we have all new equipment. How do we replace it? Doesn't make sense to replace two right away because they're brand new, right? We just bought them.
Yeah.
He says over the next 5 years, you can expect to spend 20,000.
Yeah.
Over 5 years.
In the other town that I work in, they have a rotating, certain computers get replaced every
Right,
year.
right.
And then it rotates. So they budget the same amount
Yes.
every year so that they have that too.
Yes, so you're right, but now we wouldn't replace any of ours this year because they're too
Not
new.
this year.
Right.
I wouldn't think.
Right, right.
We've, yeah. Yeah. So I would suggest either we put a little bit of money in the trust fund for future years, or we don't budget anything this year, but we're gonna get hit with it next year.
I put 5 into the trust fund.
Okay. All right. Okay. And the roads, good. Okay. I'm just kind of checking out the list, so.
Yeah. Okay, I got one more topic.
What's that?
Our special event permit. What am I gonna do with it?
Can I ask a question? I'm on camera. Do other businesses in the town who have special events, do they have to get a permit every time there's something going on?
They have
Weddings?
permits for them.
All depends if you're making money on it. If it's a family wedding, I don't think so, right?
Well, certainly.
Right. if
All
it's-
of them, I think are going to say the same thing as this one says, which is in 3139, I want to say. That's for public property.
No. Look at Ossip, because they have an issue with hops. Hops comes up a lot. They have outside things, and I'm not even sure they're on public property. Hops had a couple of big issues up there. That's why I said, look at Ossip.
Well, they're having events in a village district.
In a village district, so we're having events in a rec zone, but we have events in town also.
We do. What about like, not to call them out on this, but like the Blueberry Farm will have events. Do
Yes.
they get a special permit every time they have a,
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking at, our special event permits.
Well, but that's agricultural.
You could argue that, couldn't you?
Yes.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Ossipee, what do they say? They have a one-pager, I thought, on
Last week,
their form.
they got the biggest one in Rome. They got more than Wolfboro, no.
No one is bigger than Wolfboro.
They reference 3861, which is what, that refers to All of them refer to the same three things too. Specifically, they talk about theater, circuses, and parades.
I won't have to go to the web. I have to go to the web. Because that's what our legal counsel pointed us at something.
Are you talking about an event permit for a home? Like if somebody wanted to have a small gathering with their family members? Or are you talking about something that somebody's taking money for?
It's something that would be, it would be a business venture, AKA Moose Mountain. Open to, I can't say open to the public because a wedding would be a private event.
What about Tumbledown? They have weddings all the time.
That's agriculture.
Yeah, if they get a farm, farms are different.
Or
Even though they have an event that is profitable.
or the frosty heat.
Yeah, Frosties.
That's the tasting room. Oh, when he's an event.
He's
Yes,
outside, yeah.
he has like
Food truck.
fruit trucks and stuff like that.
What does it say? It says public, it says public property. That's what our thing says.
That's what I'm saying.
And the blueberry farm.
That's agriculture. Agriculture gets all kinds of breaks,
Okay.
all kinds of breaks.
Okay.
And our zoning even says, we support agritourism.
Okay. Interesting.
So the zoning in this town doesn't handle in what zone you can do what when it comes to events? Like if I decide to have, 50 people over for a wedding at my house, I guess I don't need an event permit, I don't need to show
Yeah, no.
anything.
Are you
It's,
going to serve alcohol outside?
no, but it's,
Well,
yeah, but
Yeah,
it's,
it's
but
on
it's,
his property.
it's
As long as
like
nobody's
private
blocking the
property.
road.
And you're not-
It's property.
And it's not for you to make
So
profit
what
on
is
it?
this event permit for? Just for commercial? Well, we don't have a commercial zone, so how do you apply that? I hate to insert myself.
I know,
I'll let you-
that's what we do. So the mountain is a
Part of the trouble.
recreational.
That's the problem.
I mean, I remember skiing there many, many moons ago, and they had a full restaurant. I mean, well, it was a snack bar restaurant, but
Yeah, like the tubes, like the little like kid tubes, and then we
yeah,
had we have to go into it was like a restaurant and alcohol. Well, just like beer or wine, I don't know.
probably get beer there, I think.
So Thornton is having a public hearing on a special event that they're running, the White Mountain Boogie Blues Festival. So they must have a special event form and whatever. That's Thornton. I gotta look back in my mail. Hold on, you gotta bear with me just a second, because I think we've been down this path. I mean,
For example, the Halloween thing that we did up in my area, that does qualify as a special event because,
It was on private property.
right, because we're rerouting
Yep.
the road. Right, we're gonna make it one way for that one day.
Yeah.
So she didn't get a permit, but she got permission, right?
She did fill out.
the
Did she
permit.
fill out it?
Yeah,
Okay.
she did the permit. So, now look at something on Moose Mountain.
It's a road zone, it's not public property,
Right.
so.
And it even says in here,
so it says here that I shared with you attached a link to the Town of Thornton website, special events as regulated by the Selectmen. It's a good starting point. That came in a while ago. Thornton is being recommended we look at Thornton.
But like, you know, but the zone is gonna be the paramount, so,
What is Moose Mountain zoned as? Is that for agriculture or?
not like a rec zone,
Rec zone.
yeah.
So here's what they say. An outdoor group activity including, but not limited to, performances, meetings, assemblies, blah, 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 blah. Non-routine activity that will take place on a public street or way, right? Or any ground abutting thereof. So at that point, it becomes private property. Or any place on a public street or way abutting thereof, which will bring together a large number of people and which may require additional planning and preparedness on behalf of the town of Thornton.
All of those words sound familiar. I've been reading so many of these things in the last week. I'm wondering if that's the languages in this RSA 281.6, 268.1. That might be where it's coming.
See, this is good. Take a look at the Thornton one. Take a look at Thornton.
Why don't we put it on the agenda for, we'll go to January, you're not gonna be here. Do you want to put it on the January agenda?
As long as we want to go with that one.
Give us some time to look at it?
As long as we want to go with that one. Right now, we don't have one. Special event checklist, application, release, yeah, this is the one. Thornton.
Guys ought to start thinking about having a town administrator. Might help you guys.
And that's a full-time deal. It's like $50,000, at least $50,000.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not going to do anything tonight.
So do we have bills?
Yes, gosh.
Okay, let's just get the bills.
Let's get those
Because
done.
it's gonna,
So Ed, when I'm reading this to you, the election workers is on a separate
this is
sheet,
the
so
index.
we'll have a little gap in, I'll show you. So I didn't, when we get to names of the people in the highlighted areas are the ones that get
They're gonna be
checks.
on here?
Yes, they will be, yes.
Oh, yeah, we've got to talk about that one.
Oh, yeah, well, it's
Right,
coming
we got
up.
to talk
It's
about
coming
that
up,
one.
Yeah.
Coming up, you're going to bring that up?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Are we ready?
Yep.
Okay. Avatar, so in other words, if I have something on a sequence, we'll check this. Okay. Avatar is for the software for the tax collector, $1,846. Pizza for election, Brian, $121.21. No, it's a reimbursement, it should be Brian, is it not on that? Okay, Brian's here is here because he wanted to get paid, so he's right here, the $25.
Yep,
Okay, and then where does it go to next?
$99, that's telephone.
$99.98. That must be that. Okay, then you have Easter
Goes to Craig
materials.
Evans.
Oh, Craig Evans, okay, Craig wanted to get paid, Evans,
So do you
$38.50.
have that list total, how much we're paying the election people?
It's not very, the largest one is Frank at $240. The others maybe, no, most people volunteered, so there's 4 times,
That's than 1,000?
Except, yeah. Okay, so where are we at?
Eastern Materials.
Eastern Materials, 3,900, and it's for 1.5-inch gravel.
Then we'll go to Ed.
Ed Gauthier, 127.95 for
Pizza.
a meal pizza.
6 pizzas?
Okay, Eversource? No, what do you got?
No, I got Eversource, yeah.
Okay, Eversource, 175.26 and 39.03.
Yep.
And
Frank.
Frank Frazier he was there 15 hours at $16 an hour, $240.
Okay. And I got Jan.
Okay, Jan Ledbetter, $120.14 for the worksheets she had copied at Staples, and $60 for wreaths.
For what?
Wreaths.
I wonder if she knows we can make copies of big pieces of paper here. I bet she doesn't know that. She went to Staples because they have the big sheets of paper.
You talking 11 by 14 or?
Were they that big? Weren't they like, I don't know, maybe they were. I don't think they were that big.
They're
but
illegal.
They were legal.
I don't think anyone told her we can make copies of big machines, big papers, big, shame on us.
What do you got next?
Jeremy. Mark.
Jeremy Marcotte is $38.50.
And we'll go to 270.
Oh, okay, so,
NHMA conference.
yes, Chris and Kate went to the NHMA conference, and they requested $270 to be reimbursed.
Is that the conference you went to?
The NHMA.
They went on Thursday, or they were on Wednesday.
Did you pay?
Pardon?
Did you pay?
No. No. I just went to the meeting,
Okay.
to the annual meeting.
Kimball?
Kenville
Construction.
Construction?
I have one for 22,710,
Yep.
and I have one for 6,627.50.
Yep.
Okay.
Millennium Boards?
Yeah,
Roads?
Millennium Roads is where Chris got the de-icing liquid, and he got 4,500, I don't know if it's pounds or whatever,
Yeah.
$7,740.
Mitchell?
Mitchell Municipal Group, $48 and $189, and 312. Anybody want to read them, or are you good? Good. Okay, Osby Aggregates.
Now I got Brian.
Okay, fine. 121.21. Food. Okay, Osby Aggregates.
Yep.
Okay, $1,259.06, and that was for washed sand.
Pam?
Pam, yeah, she's got,
It's like a clean dirt.
right. And Pam Scaffington, $38.50. I do have, I didn't, go ahead.
We got Rich next.
Yep, $8.99 for election food.
Roads.
Mailing, postage, $9.35. Town of Wakefield?
We got Stephen Berry.
Yes, he's on here. Barry, $38.50, yep. Town of Wakefield?
Oh, Terry Ward.
Terry Ward is on here. $38.50.
Yep. Now I got the town.
Okay, Town of Wakefield,
$38.50. Kidding.
$129,898.76, and that's our last quarter payment.
Correct.
Town of Wakefield requested their amount for Parks and Rec, $4,216. I have the stats, I don't know if Leah wants those.
I do have them.
You got them?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you guys want me to run it down, but 40 skaters at Pop Whalen, 12 area Abenaki ski passes, 1 day camp participant, 1 Granite State track and field participant, 2 for sailing, 3 for soccer, 10 for swim team.
Skiing?
Abenaki ski pass holders, 12. Doesn't say anything about, daily skiers, I'm sorry, 160.
Thank you.
Yes, I missed it, sorry. Okay. worth our 4,000, right?
Which we used it more.
Okay, Carroll County treasurer for the county tax, $160,940. White Mountain Oil and Propane,
What is that one? About the county?
the county tax.
Oh, the county tax.
Yeah, yeah. White Mountain Oil and Propane, we're having trouble getting them to,
Issue a proper bill.
right, because they're charging us,
They keep charging us like $2.64 a gallon.
Yes.
We
Which is
locked in
above
at
the
one.
contract.
Yeah.
yeah, so we're only gonna pay them $436.35, and they're giving us a credit of $354, so, okay.
And that
I have one-
435 is the contract.
Yes. So I have one other thing that I did not pay. Rick Surratt has requested to get paid for his pro tem board. I don't know how much to pay him, because we don't usually have a pro tem board member that gets paid. So I'm looking for some direction on that one.
Well, all those 3850s, what are those?
That's $11 an hour,
I pay them the 16 and we pay the ballot clerks.
Yeah.
16.
That's what we pay Frank and ballot clerks.
Yeah, Frank gets 16, yeah. So Rick Surratt 16,
That's what I would do.
and he requested,
5.5.
yeah, 5.5 hours.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Okay.
Just to close the loop on the manifest, the total for that manifest was $321,612.08.
Ouch.
I make a motion, we approve the manifest as presented.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Who was the big hitters? The county and
County
Wakefield.
and
County and
Wakefield.
Wakefield, 200 right there.
Yeah. Just in contrast, the bills in Marlboro this week total over $6 million. They had, of course, to pay the county as well, which they pay the highest, I believe. They pay the most.
Oh, I need to sign it.
Yeah, Rick's
Down
has
there
got it,
somewhere.
and then Ed's got it, so.
Ed's got them now.
Oh, strawberry.
So the next meeting is on the 3rd, right? And we will do you want to work on budget then, or where are we at? What's the plan?
Probably, we'll have some,
We'll have bills?
let's put it on there. We'll have at least the Heritage Commission.
Oh, right. Right.
Put it on the agenda.
And we'll have payroll for the 3rd. And we'll have payroll for the 3rd,
Yeah.
and we'll have, so, here's a question. So, on the 3rd, we have payroll, which encompasses November for, the month of November for the hourly people. Should I do another payroll at the end of December?
Yes.
Okay. And we'll date it in December?
Yes.
So that it goes on, okay.
I'm going to tell you guys, I'm still working this special event permit. The town is vulnerable now, we have none. I personally don't like that. So, what I think we could do, let me keep signing, what I think we could do is we could make a motion to, that paragraph that you read, that said it's got to be on public property, I think we can change that. I think we can use the wording I just read from Thornton. That makes it applicable for everything in
It could be
town,
public property or any
abutting.
abutting land.
And I think I could sleep better if we put something like that in place.
We can do that tonight, right?
Yeah, that's right.
We haven't adjourned.
That's right. So going from 8 o'clock tonight on, and you have to put time tags on this, Leah. Because earlier we said we didn't have one that was applicable, and I believe that's correct. But I think we can make it applicable by changing that paragraph.
He has one. I was going to tell you that was just one check.
Thank you. There's a million of them here.
I know.
3680s, I got a lot of those. I haven't received much feedback about the tax bills, to be honest with people.
I haven't heard anything from anybody.
The one comment I got was, it went up a lot. Why did it go up so much so fast? Maybe we should do reassessments more frequently. That's one way to deal with that. The other one was, I don't think my house is worth that much.
That's true.
Unless you go to list it for sale.
Right,
Yes.
then you like it.
Then you'll, that's right. And I looked at the report, a lot of people, a fair number of people went down. Well, that's the way it is, the value is adjusted.
Did you hear that property on Stone Road sold? The property on the corner of Stone and Phillips?
Yeah.
Oh, and, yes, did it sell? Did they close?
I believe it was today, actually.
Because
Maybe, I think today.
Yeah, they were kind of like cleaning up the house and stuff like that.
Were they? Yeah, that's
And
great.
they tore the sign was torn down. So.
excellent, excellent.
And they will get our tax bill.
Well, it's a nice property, they can fix it up.
Like 19 acres, right?
Yep.
These
So was that all of it? I hope.
These chairs are falling apart.
So here's, let me see if I can find what Thornton said.
Yeah, it was fine. Thank you.
Can you feel that heat now? Are you still freezing?
Freezing, my feet are like ice cubes.
Thank you.
When is your next consultation?
Next month, on
Yeah,
the
that's
4th. The day after the next board meeting.
So, you know, paragraph that we have in there says something, right, Ed?
Yep.
It says, you're not reading again, please?
It's under the definition.
Yep.
As used in this ordinance, the following terms
Tired.
shall have the meanings indicated. Temporary event, defined as a function lasting for a limited time, open to the general public, and sponsored or organized by a not-for-profit group or by a for-profit group. Events include functions which take place on town property, period. What we want to do is change it to say on town property or abutting land.
Read the last phrase again.
Events include functions that take place on town property.
Well, that doesn't say, that says, that doesn't say we don't have one. That said it includes town property, but it's not only town property.
Events include functions which take place on town property.
Yes?
So that's what an event is.
No. The way I read it, it says an event, forget that phrase.
Yeah.
An event is a. It also includes anything that happens on town property.
So then we should just strike the sentence. An event is an event, whether it's town property or private.
It says an event that is open to the public.
Yes. But it then says, in the last sentence, events include functions which take place on town property.
So it includes town property, but it's not only for town property.
But it doesn't say that.
It did, it said, or an event that is allowing public access. Like it's,
He gets some sales, sir.
I'll read it again.
Yes?
A function lasting for, temporary, function lasting for a limited time, open to the general public, and sponsored or organized by a not-for-profit group or by a for-profit group.
Period.
Period. Okay, end of sentence.
So that says anybody in town that has one.
The next line says, events include functions which take place on town property.
That's an additional.
Is that mutually exclusive?
No.
It could be read that way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
but you could add on, include events that occur on town property and on private property.
I would
and
say
on,
like, you know, the annuality will go to the applicant.
Okay.
The,
So you're saying because we're discussing it, we should clarify it?
yes.
Then
I'm sorry, great contracts will go to the contractor or the interviewability will go to the applicant.
what the hell is annual move?
I'm sorry.
I don't know what it means.
Because we're discussing it.
What is the word?
But he's saying because we are having the discussion,
Or immediately.
it's not clear.
Interviewability.
Ambiguity.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
I was getting an L in there.
I'm sorry.
So
Ambiguity.
So
Thank you.
And he said because we're having the discussion, it's not clear.
Right,
Right, I got it.
So we can make it clear.
yes.
And we can do that one of two ways.
We can do it right now.
We can either strike the sentence altogether, right, so that it would read, a temporary event lasting for a limited time upon general public, sponsored by or organized by a for-profit or non-profit group, period. Forget anything about town property. It's just open to everything. Now, to Ed's point earlier, somebody's gonna have a wedding in their backyard. Their child is getting married in their backyard.
Yeah. It's not open to the public.
That's right, it's not open to the public, so that eliminates.
But there's
that.
parking along the road and it interrupts traffic.
It's not open to the public.
Okay,
That's what that says.
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
Yeah.
So I think it would work if we just strike that last sentence. I'm trying to think on the fly here of some instance that may.
Or just like town property or private property.
Or would be clear too. Or, like you said, put an or in.
Or private property. You know, town property or private property.
I say just strike it, it's implied. Strike it all together.
I don't know.
You-
Yeah,
you're not
I
comfortable with that.
yeah, like I would say,
We can
like,
do it, we can put it in, it's not wrong to put it in.
yeah. I would just do town property or property, a private property,
Or any property in town?
yeah.
So we know where it's going to be, so now we define where it's going to be, and that's anywhere, right?
Mhm.
A function lasting for a limited time, open to the general public, or sponsored by or organized by a non. Let me try again. A function lasting for a short period of time, open to the general public, and sponsored or organized by a nonprofit or profit group is considered
An event, a temporary event.
a temporary event.
Event.
Regardless of where it is,
Mhm.
it's a temporary event. Now, one potential, and this is, I think I'm good to go back and do more homework, but this references RSA 3139. RSA 3139 talks about a circus, a parade, or a theater on public land. If you go to RSA 286.1, it talks about a theater, a circus, a parade, or an open air meeting. That's the term they use, an open air meeting. So that would be, that's why I sit on the fence a little bit, because if you're
You have to define what an open air meeting is.
Yeah, I know.
Is it, yeah, is a wedding considered a meeting?
Right.
Does it mean a meeting?
Is a
where you sit down
band?
and discuss, or just-
So here's the RSA. 286.1 through 5.
Yep,
Is that what we quoted?
yep,
That's the one that's being used. That's the one,
but not referenced here.
what do we reference there?
3139. And I'll tell you what, there's 150 subparagraphs under 31. So good luck reading that.
So, you want to go into non-public to talk about lawyer stuff?
Can you sign the minutes first?
I did.
Yeah.
Or hand them or something?
What?
Minutes.
Did you sign them?
Oh, sign, what do we gotta sign?
The minutes.
Oh. Is this the one to be signed?
Yep, yep, yep.
There's 3 of them there.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, we can go into non-public.
Thanks.
Are you discussing legal advice?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
should we enter L?
L?
I believe so. That's when you discuss legal advice that the lawyer gave you.
Yes.
And you're going to deliberate on
Yes.
and make a decision.
Yes. Which one is it?
I believe it's L, but check me.
I'm trying to find it. L.
Wouldn't it be E?
Is it E?
Consideration or negotiation of pending claims or litigation which has been threatened in
No,
writing.
it should be.
I don't see it.
It's just not on this
I
list,
got it.
is the trouble.
Okay.
I'm gonna need you guys a better list.
Yeah, L, it's L. Consideration of legal advice provided by legal counsel, either in writing or orally, to one or more members of the public body even where legal counsel is not present. And it's L.
Are we missing a page?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I'll add that too.
It's-
All right.
Thank you,
That's
Ed.
not our cheat sheet.
Ours only
Thank you.
goes up to I, so.
So I'll make a motion that we go into 91A for 93.
91A32L. consideration of legal advice provided by legal counsel either in writing or orally to one or more members of the public body, even where legal counsel is not present.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Okay.
Oops, sorry.
All in
Okay, we need a
favor?
roll call vote.
Roll call.
Chairman Zacher?
We got to have a roll call vote. Zachary, yes.
Gothier, yes.
Roberson, yes?
8:08. Are you going to continue the meeting after you're non-public?
Yes.
You're going to keep going?
Yes, we're going to be here till midnight, yes. Turn that off.
You guys not talk for 30
8:08.
seconds like you
So,
Well, actually, we record the coming out of it.
Yes, it has to be in public.
so I'll make a motion, we come out of non-public.
I'll second.
8:12.
Zachary, yes.
Roberson, yes?
Gothier, yes.
I'll make a motion that we seal the meeting minutes for 5 years.
Okay.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now I'll make a motion that we take our special event permit and we do an edit to it. And the edit is, you want to read the edit, Ed?
Did you say you were gonna seal it for 5 years?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Under definitions, the page is not numbered, but it's the third page. It's number 4, definitions. And 4A says, temporary event, a function lasting for a limited time, open to the general public and sponsored or organized by a not-for-profit group or by a for-profit group. Events include functions which take place on town property. The change is to add or private property, period.
As long as we're doing that, there's a line in there about some liability insurance.
Yes. And it's for, where is it? Right here, it's for $1 million.
For town property, right? For town property, liability insurance for town property, for functions on town property.
Name, it says, a certificate of insurance, the amount of $1 million, naming the town of Brookfield as additional insured.
For activities on town property. Moose Mountain doesn't have to give it and name us as the insured.
Yep.
Yep,
Yep, right.
Okay,
okay.
you got that one? Right, and then we need the signature page.
So I'll make a motion that we incorporate those 2 changes into our special event permit.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
We'll sign that document when it's available, we'll record it with the town clerk. And that came in at 8:15.
Is there a fee related to that?
Yes, there is.
Does this then need a public hearing? Is this then going to need a public
We
hearing?
didn't change the fee.
There was a $20 fee. Noted on the paper.
So no public hearing to accept the form? No.
Clarification?
These, it's considered like a regulation or a bylaw. I think selectmen have that.
It's an ordinance or something.
Yeah. I think the selectmen have the authority to do that.
Anything else?
I'm good, man.
All right. Meeting's adjourned.
8:15. And that was legal advice.
It was.
You are?
Where do we turn it off? I'm going home.